Hello antique fans and welcome to my antique channel. This is Deanna and I'm the owner of Vintage Touch Antiques. Well, another month has gone by and so it's time for another What's Been Selling video. This is where I share with you what I have sold that I have featured here on my iAntique online webpage. Now, before I begin, I'll let you know that I did not sell as many featured items this past month in September as I normally do, but it is still fun to see what I did sell and what it sold for. So let me get started here. I've got my page up, and so let's go through and let me show you what's been selling this month. This first item was an online sale from a person that has bought from me before. She did see it in one of my not haul videos, but new arrival videos, and then went to my online store where I still had it listed and purchased it. And this is one of the paper mache jack-o'-lanterns that had the original insert for the face, and that one sold for $35. This next item was an Edwardian lady's brooch. It had this beautiful filigree gold, lacy type of work there with the faux pearls, and that piece sold for $13. Now this was a nice turkey call, and it had great patina. It really had a great sound as well. I did show this in one of my videos as well, probably a haul video, and that piece sold for $20. Another piece that I did show, I think, in one of my videos was this German-made Ironstone pudding mold, and this had the shape of an ear of corn. It's a 9 inches long, and it was marked Germany, and this piece sold for $25. I also sold this nice little kind of unusual coin purse because it had 3 compartments. Sometimes I've had them with 2 compartments with the little kiss snap closure there, but this was a leather one, and it had the 3 compartments, and that little coin purse sold for $8. Now this was a curling iron, but this one had a different configuration here on the end because it had this tension spring on it, so it was a little bit more unusual with the wood handles there, and that one sold for $9. And along with that, this is a hair crimper, which is what they used during the 19th century and early 20th century, that would put waves in your hair. These, of course, were heated over a hot stove. They're not electric, and so they're really interesting. And if you like early hair grooming tools and things, you might want to add these to your collection. And I do sell a number of these, and I get a hold of a few once in a while. So, and this one sold for $12. Now, this was a very nice primitive redware pie plate. It had a great, it was 9¼ inches in diameter, just lovely character wear to it and everything that just makes it a great piece to add to your primitives. And that plate had a price on it of $28. And now this one, I'm not even sure if I can pronounce the name. As you can see, it's up here. I'm going to point to it. That's what was marked on it. It's a cup and saucer early piece. Looks almost like it's flow blue, but just probably not Flow Blue. It did have that marked on the cup and saucer, I believe. I think it's transfer piece. But it's kind of like a Greek key design. But again, very early, 19th century. And that cup and saucer set, sold for $15. Now this was a cute piece. It's just an egg carton, but it did have a copyright date right here of 1934. And if you wanted, it's got the nice poultry, little chickens there on the carton. And if you have wood eggs maybe, or some kind of collector type of eggs, and you wanted to display them in an egg carton, this would have been a good piece. And the carton there sold for $10. And because here we're getting close to October, or we are in October now, these little tin pumpkin molds were really cute. Could use them for a lot of things that might even be different from their original purpose. And there was 5 of those, and they sold as a set for $10. And this piece I also showed in one of my videos, that probably new arrivals. It is a antique wood crock lid cover, probably covered a sauerkraut crock or something like that. It had a 10.5-inch diameter. It did have a lot of character wear right here, especially on this end. But again, if you like primitives, you realize that they're not going to be perfect, and that adds to their charm, making them one of a kind. And this one sold for $15. And this cute little piece, he's a beaded crib toy from probably the 1930s. And these little discs on his hands there and at the ankles, I believe those were Bakelite. The other beads are wood. Cute little baby toy. And the price on that was $12.50. And then this is a nice advertising piece, hard to find. The name of it is Imperial Granum. I think that's how you pronounce it. But it's food for infants. And I also sold a lot of infant or invalid feeders. And this was that type of food that you would get at a pharmacy probably back in the time period that it was made, in the 19th century, and this one sold for $25. And then the final piece that I sold here, I think it's my final piece here, I just recently showed this in that huge haul where I went shopping for 2 days, and this is the cutest little German gnome. I think he's a match holder because of the pipe there. And he sold online. I put him online. A lady was interested, and he sold for $32. Oh, and then I have one other item here. This is cast iron bookends, a small type that you use for little books. And these are Egyptian Revival motif there. They're 4 inches wide, and just great for little tiny books. And then that brings us back to the beginning. And so, like I said, I didn't have as many featured items here this month that sold, but than I normally do. But whenever I start to put the new sales on for October, the August album will go away. So if you're interested in seeing albums that have sold items in them from previous months, just go over to my playlist of what's been selling, and I will link that below in the description for you, in case you'd like to just go back and see some of the things that have sold. Again, these are my featured items only, and not all of my sales. So that concludes my What's Been Selling video. And of course, I'd like to always take the time to invite you to visit my antique booth where I sell 19th century and early 20th century antiques. It's located in Antique Crossroads, Hagerstown, Maryland. I'm on the left side of that large one-level mall, third row. And I have a double space. Just look for the large Vintage Touch sign that hangs in the back of the booth. Look below in the description for links to this webpage where I'm on today, along with my online store. In my online store, I have a wide variety of vintage as well as antique pieces. You might want to check them out. I try to keep them with good prices there, so go on over there and see what I have for sale. There might be something that you would just love to have. And then finally, before I close, let me invite you to subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you. My subscription count is building, and I'm just very excited about that. I like the comments and everything that everyone is making. I really appreciate your support. So until next time, have a great time collecting. Enjoy your antiques, learn about the history, because when you own an antique, you own a piece of history. So bye-bye till next time.